For a long time now, 50 Cent has been taking shots at Jay-Z, not just small jokes, but repeated comments that keep coming back again and again. Sometimes he clowns Jay's image, saying Jay tries too hard to look like a famous painter instead of being real. Other times, he goes even further and claims Jay's success in certain powerful spaces is tied directly to Beyoncé. According to 50, when Jay signed his biggest contract, it wasn't with a label, it was his marriage. And once that happened, the awards and trophies started piling up. But now, the internet is on fire again because people believe Jay finally responded, not with words, but with actions. And this time, it isn't just about petty jokes or old insults. The real focus is something much bigger. It's about the Super Bowl. And according to 50 Cent, that moment almost went very differently than what we all remember. This story has been quietly building in hip-hop for years. Most people ignore it because they don't understand how power works behind the scenes. This isn't about who had the better song or who sold more albums. This is about influence, about who controls the rooms where decisions are made. It's about boardrooms, not studios. It's about who gets invited to the table and who gets locked out. And what makes it even more intense is that this isn't some old beef from decades ago. This is recent. This is modern. And 50 Cent has been saying it out loud over and over again. His claim is serious. He says Jay-Z used his power to try and block him from one of the biggest stages in the world, the Super Bowl halftime show. We're talking about Super Bowl 56. February 13, 2022. SoFi Stadium in California. That night was special. For the first time, hip-hop wasn't on the sidelines. It was the main event, Dr. Dre. Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar. The culture was celebrating. It felt historic. And then something unexpected happened. 50 Cent appeared, hanging upside down, recreating his classic In Da Club moment from the early 2000s. The internet exploded, memes everywhere. Fans went crazy. It felt perfect, but according to 50, that moment almost never happened. He says someone tried to stop it. And the person he points to is Jay-Z. This matters because since 2019, Jay-Z's company has been deeply involved with the NFL and the Super Bowl halftime show. That means decisions, creative control, who gets picked, who gets featured, who gets spotlighted. So when 50 says Jay tried to keep him off the stage, some people believe it. Because if you control the system, you can control the outcome. In late 2024, 50 talked about this again in interviews. He said Jay went directly to Dr. Dre and told him he didn't want 50 included in the performance. No excuses, no friendly reasoning, just a straight attempt to block him. To 50, this crossed a line. This wasn't competition anymore. This wasn't music. This was business warfare. And then the story got even deeper. 50 claimed that Eminem stepped in. According to him, Eminem told the NFL that if 50 wasn't performing, then he wouldn't perform either. Not a request, not a suggestion, a demand. Think about that. One of the biggest Super Bowl halftime shows ever almost lost Eminem because of this situation. That's not small drama, that's massive. 50 repeated this claim multiple times throughout 2024. He said people were fighting hard to keep him out. He even suggested that if things had gone further, lawyers and contracts would have been involved. He also claimed the NFL tried to take the blame publicly, but he never believed it was really their decision. In his mind, the truth was hidden behind a corporate shield. So the big question becomes, why would Jay-Z allegedly try so hard to block 50 Cent? 50's answer is simple. It's not about songs. It's not about charts. It's about power. He says they aren't competing for radio spots or top 10 hits anymore. They're competing for control, for influence, for who gets to define what hip-hop looks like at the highest level. To 50, the Super Bowl isn't just a performance. It's a stamp of approval, a symbol, a message that says, this person matters. And in his mind, Jay didn't want him receiving that stamp. 50 also connects this to his success in television. His power universe didn't just do well, it became huge. It became a machine. And 50 believes that turned him into a real competitor in the entertainment business, not just music. So to him, this rivalry isn't rapper versus rapper anymore. It's empire versus empire. Jay has never responded publicly to these claims. No denial, no explanation, nothing. And in hip-hop culture, silence speaks loudly. Some people say Jay is too big to respond. Others say the silence means there's truth behind 50's words. Either way, the lack of response keeps the story alive. By late 2024, people even started connecting this story to other artists. Some claimed Jay may have blocked Lil Wayne from future Super Bowl consideration too. Once people believe a pattern exists, every situation gets re-examined. The reactions split the culture. Some side with 50 and call Jay a gatekeeper. Others say 50 is just trolling like always. The truth probably lives somewhere in between. To understand why this rivalry is so deep, you have to go back to the beginning. In 1999, 50 Cent wasn't famous. He was a hungry rapper from Queens trying to break in. He released a song called How to Rob, where he imagined robbing nearly every big name in hip-hop, including Jay-Z. Jay responded with a line that became legendary. "I'm about $1, what's 50 cents?" Clean, sharp, dismissive. 50 fired back with his own diss. Then in 2000, everything changed. 50 was shot 9 times. He survived, but his label dropped him. His album was shelved. The rivalry went quiet. Until 2003. That's when 50 came back with Eminem and Dr. Dre behind him. "Get rich or die tryin'" exploded. He became unavoidable. From there, the tension never fully disappeared. It just evolved. Over the years, 50 constantly compared numbers, business deals, global reach. He framed himself as bigger internationally, smarter in business, less protected by image. He accused Jay of moving quietly through corporate structures, letting others fight his battles while he stayed clean. That idea shows up everywhere in 50's criticism, from Grammy discussions to fashion jokes to album critiques. 50 even claims Jay's Grammy success increased after his marriage, not before. Whether that's fair or not, it fits 50's belief that relationships and image matter more than raw impact in the industry. And through all of this, the rivalry never ends, because it's not about hate. It's about identity. 2 men from nothing, 2 massive empires, 2 completely different ways of using power. 50 is loud. Direct, public, unfiltered. Jay is quiet, strategic, corporate, untouchable, gladiator versus emperor. And as long as both exist, the Cold War continues. So when you hear another jab, another claim, another rumor about behind-the-scenes moves, remember, this isn't just beef. It's a fight over influence in a world where power matters more than bars. If you made it this far, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and tell me who you believe, 50 or Jay, and what you think really happened behind the curtain. Stay locked in. I'll see you in the next one. Listen, this is one of those stories that sounds like just rapper drama at first, but the more you hear it, the more it feels like something bigger is hiding underneath. Because it isn't only about 50 Cent making jokes. It isn't only about Jay-Z staying quiet. It's about power. The kind of power you don't see on stage. The kind that happens in rooms you never get invited to. For years, 50 Cent has been throwing little shots at Jay-Z like it's a sport. Sometimes he jokes about Jay's style, saying he's trying too hard to look like some famous artist. Sometimes he says Jay's success in certain spaces is tied to Beyoncé, like his biggest contract wasn't a record deal, it was the marriage. And every time 50 says it, the internet laughs, reposts, argues, and moves on. It feels like trolling, like entertainment, like something you can scroll past. But then a different kind of claim enters the chat. A claim that doesn't sound like a joke at all. Because 50 isn't just saying Jay is corny or Jay gets special treatment. He's saying Jay-Z allegedly tried to block him from the Super Bowl halftime show. The biggest stage in American television. The kind of stage where one moment can turn into history forever. Now think about why that matters. A diss track fades, a meme gets old. But the Super Bowl, that's a stamp. That's a cultural trophy. That's the world watching you with no excuse to ignore you. And if someone can keep you off that stage, it's like they're telling the whole world you don't belong here. And the wild part is 50 says it almost worked. Remember Super Bowl 56? February 13, 2022. SoFi Stadium in California. That night was supposed to be a hip-hop victory lap. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, everything felt legendary. And then boom, 50 Cent pops out hanging upside down like the old Into Club video. The crowd went crazy. The internet went crazy. It felt like the perfect surprise. But 50 claims that surprise almost got cut. And when he tells the story, he doesn't blame a random NFL person. He blames Jay-Z because Jay's company has been tied to the halftime show decisions for years. So if Jay wanted someone out, people believe he could make that happen. And that's when this stops feeling like petty beef. Because if this is true, then this isn't about who raps better. It's about who controls the door, who decides who gets to enter, who gets the spotlight, who gets the crown. And once you hear that, you can't unhear it. Hook Part 2, approximately 500 words, now here, where things get even more intense, because 50 Cent doesn't present this like a rumor he heard from a blogger. He talks like it's something he knows for a fact, like it was real conversations happening behind the scenes. And when you listen closely, you realize why people can't stop talking about it. 50 says Jay-Z allegedly went to Dr. Dre and tried to convince him not to include 50 in that halftime performance. Not because of timing, not because of a creative reason, not because the show is too full, but because Jay supposedly didn't want 50 on that stage, period. And if you're thinking, okay, but why would Dre listen? That's the scary part. In big business, it's not always about friendship. It's about partnerships. It's about politics.